Welcome back to the Callin Your Bluff podcast. What episode are we on? 10? 10. Made it, we're in double digits now.
Took us a little while to get there, but we made it.
Yeah. It's,
life gets in the way.
Yeah. You know, we don't have to be a weekly podcast to entertain you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Last time I was Black Friday shopping.
Yeah.
I was at Old Navy.
We see where his priorities are.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna start with Deion to Colorado. It's,
Prime.
The hottest news in football right now.
He's coming.
Yeah. A lot of people are mad at him.
Just know I'm coming.
Yeah. Hey, all you walk-ons, get out.
Yeah.
If you start him, get out.
Yeah.
You know?
Bring
I'm
10 of my guns.
Yeah.
Bringing my luggage with me, and it's Louis.
Yeah. Hey, my son, that's your quarterback right there.
Dude, that's kind of. I think that's kind of fucked.
Dude, he
Why?
went the fuck off yesterday, son.
I just think it's kind of fucked, dude.
I mean, I'm sure they'll have a competition, but
I kind of see it from both ways. Like, yeah, you don't want to say that because you want to like create competition. You don't want the backup quarterbacks to not compete for the starting job. But at the same time, like, chances are he's gonna be the most talented quarterback on the roster come fall.
You don't think they could have got a better one in the transfer portal?
Maybe.
dude, he's gonna go to the NFL. He's fucking good.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll halt the brakes on that part a little bit because he I want to see how he does against like Power 5 teams, you know. He is really good from watching him at an HBCU, but it's like, are you going to do that at Power 5 level, Pac-12?
They might.
He does have the potential to, because he was a 4-star coming out of high school. He's done everything he's supposed to do. He's actually more of a pocket passer, and he sits there, goes through his progression. It's like, I mean, I don't really see a flaw in his game is what I'm trying to say, but I want to see what he does against Power 5 teams.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's 6'2", 215. He threw for 3,700 yards, 40 tutties, and 6 picks this year.
Yeah.
Yesterday in the bowl game, he was 30 of 40 for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
No picks.
They might have problems with the QB depth, though, because who's going to want to go to Colorado? And, I mean, you probably won't even have a chance to start ever.
Right.
With Deion's son there. I mean.
Well, how many years does he have left?
2
He's a
years.
sophomore right
Yeah.
now.
He's a sophomore?
So, I think they'll be fine because I think what's going to happen is maybe this upcoming year, their backups won't be too hot. But after that, you're going to have some top quarterbacks going there if they do decently well.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they'll be freshmen, but he's probably going to stay all 4 years. I mean, I don't see him bouncing to the NFL like and not playing for his dad.
So he'll be
Be a junior.
He'll be a junior next year.
Yeah, true junior. He never redshirted or anything, so he's third year.
The only way I think he'll go to the draft is if he just goes off.
Yeah,
He has a great year.
If he's getting like graded in round 1, then yeah, he'll probably bounce. But even then, dude, I don't know, because it's like I feel like from everything we've seen, he wants to play for his dad. You know, he wants to spend every year he can with them. So it's like I don't really blame him if he decides to stay 4 years. But as of now, I mean, I really don't see him getting graded in round 1 with next year's quarterback class, because next year's quarterback class is going to be awesome.
Yeah, he's going to need 2 years for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he wants to go in like a late round, but
Yeah.
I
think he'll be at Colorado for 2 years.
Yeah.
I think a lot of NFL scouts are gonna question his, like you were saying, like, can he do it against a Power 5 team?
I want to see, like, and it, you know, if they decide to run the air raid, that kind of turns a lot of teams off, because that was kind of the knock against Mahomes at Texas Tech, because they were known to run the air raid. I don't know if they still do, but up until when he played,
I think they do.
dude, he would throw 60 passes every game.
Yeah.
You don't do that in the NFL. And in an offense like that, a lot of your guys are schemed open. so you're not like really having to make reads and get making guys open yourself.
Yeah.
They're open already. Like
Yeah.
you just have to throw it.
Yeah, I think he said something about that, like after his first year, that like after his first progression, he was really just trying to make plays.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people are going to be impatient with them next year, but I mean, it's going to be a rebuilding year probably. I mean, they went like 2-10 this year or something like that.
No, they only won one game.
Yeah, 1-11.
Yeah,
They were 0-5, and then their head coach got fired, and their interim coach came in and only won one more.
Yeah, so it's not like, I mean, I don't even know if I would expect them to like make a bowl game next year. I mean, I think they're going to need a year, even with whatever talent.
I think Deion can win 6 games.
Yeah.
Maybe,
And
yeah.
just,
I'm just speaking. I mean, the next year after that, I think at least 8 or 9 wins. I mean, that might be an aggressive timeline, but
Yeah.
it.
Travis Hunter, I mean, he hasn't announced he's going to Colorado yet, but everybody expects him to.
Well, he tweeted at Deion and said like, "I'm coming." So I mean,
I didn't see.
he hasn't officially did it, but he's
gonna follow him. Like, there's no. I mean, I don't know. He would get offered by every team in the country. He could go anywhere he wants, but he probably will go there. But he's gonna be their first like top 10 pick in a long time because he's a dog. Like he is so locked down. It's unreal how good he's Stingley. To me, he's Stingley in college. Like that's how good he is. And he was kind of limited this year, and everybody talks about him playing receiver and them getting him the ball, but what they don't see is that, dude, quarterbacks do not want to pass against that guy.
Yeah.
He locks down, and if you pass like 10 yards in this direction, he's gonna pick it.
Yeah.
And he's gonna house it probably.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Colorado schedule for next year, and dude, they might not win 6 games. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's gonna be a tough year. I mean,
I don't think they got TCU. They have Oregon, Utah, USC, and I mean,
Do they play?
depending on how Nebraska is next year, I mean, they have them, Arizona State, Arizona, Oregon State,
Oregon State's good,
Washington State.
dude.
They're gonna.
No, they have a tough schedule, but they're gonna have a big ass target on their back too.
Yeah, I
Because
just
of how Deion's coming.
And it's like, even though it is Deion, it's like it's so late in the year right now when it's really time to recruit that he's not going to get a lot of those top guys right now. It's just not going to happen.
yeah.
Because they're going to be like, a lot of the top guys, it's still Colorado,
Yeah.
and the Pac-12. When the guys that he's targeting, they're all probably like SEC caliber players that are getting offers from SEC teams. Right now, he's not going to get half those guys.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and one thing I want to talk about with that is people are dogging on Deion for leaving at HBCU, but I mean he basically donated most of his salary and got him new facilities, new practice field. He was mowing the practice field grass on his own, like out there.
He got his car broken into a bunch.
Yeah,
Lost his toe.
All kinds of shit.
yeah, and
How did he lose his toe?
He got some like
Infection.
infection.
Yeah.
And probably from just being in Jackson, Mississippi.
Which toe?
I think it was the second toe.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not sure.
and he walks with like a limp now.
Yeah, I know.
but,
I know
Yeah,
that.
like it's
But Barstool did a whole documentary like all through this past year, and they have a whole episode on that, like him and the surgery and all that.
I think
But,
that was last year, but it
but
was,
yeah,
pretty good.
I recommend like anyone watching that though, if they have doubts about Deion, because like he really like he himself like really turned that program around.
I don't think there's any coach ever that would be at Jackson State, HBCU, get an offer from a Power 5 team and not take it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
not, you can be mad and say like he's not really about it, but dude, if you know college football, you're not staying at a HBCU when you get a Power 5 offer. It's just not going to happen.
You're dumb.
And I liked how he handled it, because he was like, look, because this whole thing is like, promoting young black men and just trying to raise the culture and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can still do that at Colorado. You can do it at any
Easily.
team.
You can do that anywhere.
And
Yeah.
he made a good point of like 80% of college football is young black men. So that's a lot of people you can raise the culture with
Yeah.
and you can make better.
And speaking
So-
on that too, I mean, he got that. I keep forgetting his name. The new coach for Jackson State. I mean, he basically kept it in house. Like he recommended to the AD, like keep this in house. Like don't hire outside source. So that he's still trying to help build on.
He handled everything great. And he coached in his last game.
Yeah,
A lot
after.
of coaches don't do that with
Yeah,
that
They don't
now.
coach the bowl game.
No. But he wanted to do that to, he wanted to stay with the team. It's
Yeah.
his last year. He stayed with he should not get any hate. That's the point. Here.
Yeah.
Like,
So if anyone's really hating on Deion still, I mean,
Yeah.
might not have any brain
trash.
cells, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Just I was just looking at their transfers real quick. They got 2 offensive tackles, one from Arizona and one from Bama. They're both 6'7". One of them weighs 280 and one of them weighs 310. So he's getting some size. over
have some
there.
men out there.
it's gonna be a process at Colorado because it's like I guess you could kind of look at like Brian Kelly to LSU taking over a team that needed a rebuild, and it's not going to be the same thing because Deion has never coached at the Power 5 level. Colorado just isn't going to get the recruits that LSU does.
Right.
It's like a lot of people are probably thinking like he's going to go out there and win like 8 or 9 games next year. No, not going to happen.
I'd be surprised if he won 6.
Yeah, in which he could, but it's going to be very hard.
Yeah.
It's the first year. It's going to be really hard, and I bet second year, we're really going to see what it's about, like how good of a coach he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at the quarterback prospects for 2023 draft, and I forgot who I was talking to about it the other day. It might have been Chris, but I don't understand why everybody's so high on Anthony Richardson or why he even declared this year.
Yeah.
His touchdown to interception ratio is 24-15,
Yeah.
and he hasn't won any really won any games.
Yeah, Florida was mid.
He
Whoa.
looks like Cam Newton, but I mean,
Yeah.
did you see what Cam Newton did in college? Like
I'm gonna break down Anthony Richardson real fast. So he's like a Josh Allen type project. So Josh Allen, if you remember, was at Wyoming playing mid-teams, and he did not put up great stats. He had a couple of years where he threw more interceptions than touchdowns, but the reason he was getting boxed so high is because of the physicals. Like 6'5", 230 pounds, runs a 4.5 40, and has a rocket for an arm, can put the ball wherever he wants.
yeah,
But, he also missed a lot of throws. He didn't know how to read a defense that well. And he fell into the perfect situation where he went to a team that was on the come up with the Bills. They had a bunch of young players at the time that were like really on the come up, really good, great coaching staff, great quarterback development. So it worked out for them. Well, when you have a player like that, that's the situation they need to be in. And I think most teams feel like they are that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's like getting mocked in the first round. Because if he can clean up his game, he can be awesome. Like he can be another Josh Allen. But the problem with that is, it's like
It's a gamble.
you could have 100 quarterbacks with that situation. There's only one Josh Allen out of 100 of those guys.
Right.
Like you're not. It's a risk. It's a real risk. I like Anthony Richardson as a project. I don't like him like he's not going to start year one, or he shouldn't. Like he shouldn't go top. He should be like a late first round, second round kind of guy. Goes to somewhere. I'm trying to think of a team like you could throw the Buccaneers in there. Okay, Saints maybe. I wouldn't want him on the Saints right now. I would want him on the Saints, but I don't right now.
I would only
because
want
we don't have somebody to develop him at quarterback. He wouldn't work out right now.
If we somehow got Sean Payton back, we need to trade up in the first round for him. Like, no ifs and buts about it. Like,
yeah. But anyway,
we can get into that later, but I still want to see Jameis in our offense more.
well, yeah.
Just-
I mean,
He really hasn't got the fair.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Need Dennis Allen out.
I mean,
there,
Dennis. I mean,
Dude, they
Andy
need to do
Dalton.
Hard Knocks on the Saints.
yeah.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton hasn't. I mean, he's had good games, but he's also had bad games. You know, James played for 3 weeks, and 2 of them was with a broken back.
Yeah.
So
I think we're at the point in the season where you do start him.
Yeah.
But
especially if we lose today. If we lose today, you put him in for the rest. You got to find out if he's your quarterback.
But Andy, all credit to Andy Dalton because he's been a lot better than I expected. Like, I knew some bad games were going to come with it, but for the most part, he's played awesome.
Yeah.
Like, he's had games. I can think of 2 or 3 games that he started this year that I would say are perfect games by a quarterback.
Out of now, take this how you want, but out of 32 quarterbacks, Andy Dalton's ranked number 6 right now according to PFF.
Yeah, he's good, dude. He's good. But I get Jeremy's point. It's like,
He's not.
if we lose this week and there's no chance of us getting to the playoff, Andy Dalton is in the future.
No, he's not.
He's 34. Like he just.
I didn't know he was that young. I figured he was older.
He
than
might
that.
be a little older than that. I thought he was 34.
I think he's like 33, 34.
Yeah.
Which for the NFL is getting up there.
Most guys aren't playing to 40.
He's 35.
35.
Yeah. So playing that old already, like most guys don't make it that far.
Right.
The only reason he has is, well, obviously he's still good, but he was a 3-time Pro Bowler.
I mean, dude, statistically, he has had a pretty good season. I mean, he's 66% completion, basically 67 because it's 66.9. 2,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, 7 picks,
Yeah.
and a 96 rating.
There's no
Against the Rams, he had a damn near perfect rating,
yeah.
149.6.
Like, is there another game in there where he had
Yeah, let me look.
higher, like around that? Because there was a game.
So the past since week, let's see, when we played the Raiders, it was 117. Then Ravens 84. Steelers, he had a bad game. It was 62.
Yeah, that was.
Rams 149. 49ers 83, which isn't bad for the 49ers.
They're top
And then-
3 defense in the NFL.
I mean, we
now.
lost to them 13-0, huh? Or 13-3.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And then the Buccaneers 107, and he had a 71. He had an 84 completion percentage against the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, he's never had below. Other than the Bengals, he had a 53%. But
if we were like in the playoff race right now, you have to start them.
yeah,
But if we so
it's not
technically-
over though. You know, it's
It's
Yeah,
really not.
You
our
win out and
division is
there's-
so bad, but
you win out and there's a legit chance.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if we lose another game, which I completely expect us to, then you have to put Jameson.
Yeah.
At that point, there's nothing else for Andy Dalton to do. Like,
I can't get any hopes up for a playoff race because, I mean, we lost to the Bucks, so they obviously have the tiebreaker on us, and I mean, blowing that lead that screwed us. I mean, that had to take like any morale
If we,
left that we had.
If we would have won that game after the Bucks lost to the 49ers, we'd be in a 3-way tie for first.
Yeah,
There's a lot that could happen today. I mean, the Bengals play the Bucks. I'm gonna go ahead and say the Bengals are gonna win.
yeah, because Bucks got smacked down last week, 35-0 by the 49ers.
Yeah.
The Panthers play the Steelers, and I'm sure they're the favorite. But I mean, Mike Tomlin is a good ass coach.
Yeah.
So
and
see what
Panthers
happens.
haven't beat the Steelers like the last 25 times they've played or something like that. So
Yeah. And then I mean, the Saints play the Falcons. So Bucks and Panthers lose. Bucks are 6-8. Panthers are 5-9. If y'all beat the Falcons, they're 5-9, and y'all are 5-9. So basically, Saints, Falcons, Panthers in a 3-way tie for second place at 5-9.
Yeah.
And the Bucks are 6-8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a bad division.
It's wide open right
But
now.
so as a fan, like, I'm gonna watch every game, and watching every game, I want to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of negatives right now making the playoffs. We don't have a first round pick, but it goes in order of how bad you finish. So second round, if we get a top 5 pick in the second round, that's still a really good player.
Yeah.
Who can be a day one starter. So you have that, and then if we go on a run and we go like 8-9 and make it to the playoffs, guess what? Dennis Allen just got another year. You know?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
yeah,
I
I almost want to lose the
not
rest
even,
of the
but
games
not
to
for
Dennis
sure,
Allen.
dude. Not for sure. You know what I'm saying?
He-
It's
I think he's already guaranteed
Did they
for
give
next year.
Did
but
they give him a contract as a head coach, or did
I'm sure they did, but I mean,
Yeah.
if I don't know, it's just we need him gone. It's just what it is. We need at this point, if we don't get Sean Payton back, we need to go full rebuild. It's time.
you think?
I think because
Yeah.
it's like
I think our defense is still too good to go full rebuild. Like,
well, we have some. So we're gonna lose Cam Jordan. We're probably gonna end up losing the Honey Badger like in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
If it was and who else? Demario's 35. 3 core pieces. We have some young players that are really good. But the problem is our cap situation is so bad.
and you can't do nothing with Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas screws us. Kamara, I mean,
I could see that. I could see a full rebuild after next season.
yeah.
After next season, I could see a full rebuild.
It's like it happens to every team eventually.
Yeah.
And it sucks when it happens to your team, but it's like right now it feels like we're delaying the inevitable. You know, it's
Yeah.
like we need to rebuild, but I can kind of see why we're not because we have so much talent right now. On paper, we should be like a 12-win team.
Oh yeah,
But the coaching's so bad, we wasted it. Like
You have a guy named Smoke Monday.
oh yeah, he got hurt.
I was high on him after we drafted him.
Me too.
Honestly,
I'm glad Alante Taylor's showing out. He's the Saints
Is
draft defense really
is
well.
Smoke Monday out for the season?
I think so.
I didn't know
He
if he
got
had
hurt.
a chance to come back because it was so early.
I think it was like a season ending. Like he was out
What
for
was
the
it?
year.
Achilles?
It was something like that. Something where I don't think he's coming back this year. But
Yeah.
At this point, that's fine. Like let him heal.
Mm-hmm.
Get him ready for next year.
But we could have a winning record right now. I'm just looking at the schedule. We shouldn't have lost to the Panthers 22-14 earlier this season. Vikings shouldn't have beat us.
Yeah.
We should have beat the Bengals the way we were playing the first 3 quarters. Bucks, we should have beat them the second time at least. Niners, if we would have just gotten any offense going, it's all coaching. Like that's
if you
literally
think
all
about
it is.
the Niners game, you look back and Jarvis dropped a one-handed catch that was going to be a touchdown
Yeah.
that he normally catches. I remember Olave having his first drop of the season that would have put us in the red zone.
Yep.
So that's 2 right there that you're in the red zone. You know that's a field goal and a touchdown you just missed out on. That's
Yeah.
that you're looking at 13-13
And stuff
right
like
there.
that has happened so many times
Yeah.
this season.
Yep.
That's why I even think the locker room. I mean, I don't think they believe in Dennis Allen at all because
Yeah.
I feel like they play so undisciplined now, trying to do too much all
Mm-hmm.
the time, and I don't know.
You don't see any really creativity on offense either. Though.
Yeah. I mean, when it works, it works.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll work some games.
Like
but
I feel like in the past we've seen more opportunities. It's basically the same plays that we've always ran, but it's Sean Payton knew when to run them.
yeah, and it's almost like when our offense gets going one game, our defense just like completely just falls apart.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand it. But
Yep.
But speaking of the Saints, we can get into the rumors about Sean Payton coming back.
Yeah.
Um,
That would be nice.
You know, it'd be nice, but right now I don't see it happening.
No.
I'd be very surprised if it did happen. But I mean, it's still possible, especially if Dennis Allen keeps shit in the bed.
Yeah.
But like you said earlier, if somehow we sneak into the playoffs, it could really fuck us when it comes to that.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but the same guy that reported that he might come back is the same one that was like the first one that reported that he was retiring.
Yeah. It has some legs to it, but I just don't. It's like one of those things that I'm not gonna believe it until I see it. You know.
Right.
I think there's a lot of better situations he could go to, and it just seems like if he really wanted to stay with the Saints, he would have never left.
That's
Yeah.
what I was wondering. Like, why? I mean,
Well,
did he just need a break, like mentally? Like,
That's kind of what I'm hoping. Maybe.
I think part of it was that, but I've also heard rumors about. I don't know. I think it's his wife now. but she like really did not like living in New Orleans, which played a big factor into it. And I think he kind of saw like Breeze left. That was like him and Breeze did it all together, you know.
Right.
And it's just like a new team. I feel like he just needs a fresh start in his mind.
Yeah.
I would love him to come back to the Saints, but Chargers, they open up. He might go there.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just it's hard for me to believe that he would come back because that's never happened before where a coach just like left, pretty much said like, hey, I'm going to go to another team, and then went back to the same team after that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm getting really depressed talking about the Saints.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
know.
It's been such a bad year.
Because, like, I can remember from our first podcast, like, I had such high hopes, you know, like, it
Yeah,
on
we all
paper,
did.
it was, you weren't, you know, the culture wasn't changing, and then, you know, we win week 1, and it just, after that, it just went to complete shit, man. I remember sitting here every week being like, you know what, the Saints are going to turn around, and then...
I think, I want to say, at the beginning of the season, the Saints were like top 6 or 7, like on sports betting sites for odds to win the Super Bowl.
They had people saying, like,
Yeah,
they were picking, like, guys that have picked, one guy had picked correctly the last, like, 2 or 3 years who was going to win the Super Bowl, and his top pick was the Saints.
yeah. It's baffling, you know, how bad it ended up being.
I can't remember a team that had that much potential and did this bad. Like, you don't even see people when they're watching the game, like, they can't even tell you what's wrong, really. Like,
Yeah.
most teams, like, that are bad, you hear the commentator saying, you know, this has been a problem all year. It's just different stuff every week that
Yeah,
causes us
it's
to
just
lose.
bad coaching.
Yeah.
when it all comes down.
First
to
half
it.
of the
what it all boils
season,
down to.
a lot of it was injuries and penalties,
Yeah.
but now it's just like we just can't pull it out when we need to. So
I wanna talk about the upcoming free agent running back class real quick.
Yeah,
It's pretty loaded, I'd say. Just a few big name guys off the top of the list: Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Devin Singletary, Miles Sanders, David Montgomery, Tony Pollard,
yeah.
Raheem Mostert. I mean, Jamal Williams. Those are some big name guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
A
gonna
lot
be
of those
interesting.
guys are gonna go back, like especially the top guys. I think Saquon. I think he stays with the Giants.
Right.
I think Miles Sanders leaves.
I do too.
Yeah.
I've seen the Eagles mock to get B.J. Robinson.
There's been a lot of
With our
smoke
That'd be
with that.
insane.
Yeah, but Miles Sanders has had an awesome year, but I don't know what it is, but they just don't want him for their system. I don't know why, but he's a great back and he's going to be awesome for whoever gets him. But he's kind of been underused.
I think they should throw him the ball more.
Yeah,
He's got 85 receiving yards on the year.
yeah, they just don't. I mean, I don't know. He's definitely top 5 in rushing right now, and he's been having some great games, but they want to move on from him. But it's kind of the thing with the running backs right now. Like, I think Saquon's going to get a big contract, but most teams, it's like a dime a dozen for running backs right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's
Josh
like,
Jacobs makes $2.9 million a year.
yeah. He's gonna
yeah.
get tagged too. I think. I mean, I don't see the Raiders because they didn't want him before the season. So even with his
understandably though,
Yeah.
like, he was a first round pick.
Down year last year.
Yeah.
They just didn't
Battling
pick up his
injuries.
5th year option, but that means they'll have to either tag him or give him a massive contract. But it's just moving in the direction where, like, you don't need to spend a bunch of money on a great running back because it's like chances are you can pick another one up in the draft.
yeah. If he gets tagged though, make sure for next year's fantasy, y'all pick him top 5 because he's gonna go off.
Maybe.
He's gonna have an incentive.
Well, getting tagged is like good for the player because you get like
Yeah, you get
top 5 money for the year.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, you still want to perform, but like this year I think he went off because he didn't get that 5th year option picked up, and that's a big deal.
Yeah.
'Cause usually if you get that 5th year picked up, that means like, hey, they're gonna offer you a big contract after this year,
yeah.
like you're staying. if you don't get it picked up, if you don't have a great year, that means like, hey, you're hitting free agency and you're probably not going to get a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders is a free agent.
Yeah,
I could see him staying though.
That's what we were just saying. I don't think he stays with the Eagles because they've been like kind of trying to get rid of him for a while.
The Eagles are mocked to draft B.J. Robinson.
With our pick.
And there was smoke.
Don't they have 2 first rounders?
Yeah, they have ours and they have theirs.
Yeah, ours is at number 5 right now.
What I bet they do
Dude,
is
they honestly fleeced y'all.
No,
yeah.
really. Well, we do. If Trevor
was that
Penning
the same
pans
trade
out,
as Chauncey?
no.
Okay.
I wouldn't. It sucks, but it's like if we don't make that trade, we don't have Olave.
Yeah.
And we don't get Trevor Penning. And Trevor Penning, like we don't know yet, but he's looked decent so far when he's played. He's been injured a lot, but it's like people don't really look at it. They look at it because like now it's a top 5 pick. But if we play better and it ends up a mid-round pick, then it looks like a good trade.
yeah,
Because we missed out this year, but guess what? We got 2 guys that could. One's already going to be a Pro Bowler most likely, and the other one could be.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got a great rookie wide receiver for a first rounder. I mean,
I get it, but like at the same time, it's almost like I'd rather have those 2 guys and have an awful year next year and potentially get Caleb Williams. Or Drake May out of North Carolina. If Drake May came out this year, he would potentially like go before Stroud. I think.
Yeah.
I think Bryce Young's probably going to go number 1 no matter what. But I think Drake May would potentially go before Stroud. So he'd be in that 2 to 3 range. He'd go before Levis, I think for sure. But
who did we trade up for in 2018 when we traded up for number 12?
I think it was Davenport.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he went higher than that.
No, he was 12. Yeah, we traded up.
And I don't hate that we did that.
No.
For a couple of years I did, but when he's not been injured, he's been awesome the past 2 years. Like really, like we need to re-sign him.
I was fully convinced we were taking Lamar though when we traded up for 12. I was like, because he was. I mean, he was mocked around there in like most drafts. He was like 10 to 15.
Yeah,
and so I was like, oh yeah, we're because Drew Brees was
we tried trading up to get Mahomes, but it just like didn't work out,
dude. Well, we were going to trade up like if the next pick I remember Sean Payton talk about it. We had somebody before us to pick. If they didn't pick Mahomes, we were going to trade up. Well, the pick before us traded that pick to Kansas City.
Yeah.
And he said whenever Kansas City traded, he knew they were taking Mahomes and they took Mahomes.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate.
Yep.
Yeah.
They already we had a trade set up and everything to trade up for him already. They were just waiting for that pick to go through.
Yeah. Well, you want to break down the quarterback class coming up?
Yeah.
I'll start with the number 1 right now, Bryce Young. The only knock against him really is that he's small because he's probably like 5'10", 5'11", but there's a few quarterbacks in the league right now that show like you can be that small.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have I coughed. He doesn't have a frame to really add weight. But if he goes to a team with a decent line, like he's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't coach what he has. Like his football IQ is like NFL already, and he can make he doesn't have like a super strong arm, but strong enough. Like he's not. You don't need to throw 75 yards every play.
Yeah.
He can throw consistently over 50 if he has to, and his accuracy is like the best in the class.
Yeah.
I already know who's going to be a bust.
Who?
C.J. Stroud.
You think?
Ohio State quarterbacks don't fare well. I mean, Justin Fields is
I don't like that argument.
I mean, Justin Fields is already the best one so far to come out in the last 10 years at Ohio State.
I don't
like
like that argument because it's like teams change.
It's like you could say that about
coaching.
LSU too, though. Whenever Joe Burrow came out, I mean, Joe Burrow had a different year, but
That's why Mahomes fell a lot too because there was always Texas Tech quarterbacks don't fare well in the league.
Yeah.
USC quarterbacks don't usually fare well in the league, but Caleb Williams is going to go number 1 next year unless he's just awful for some reason.
I don't know. I just don't see. I see Dwayne Haskins and C.J. Stroud.
I don't know, man. I think he's
My
better.
brother.
Yeah, you could have said like somebody
That's
else.
kind of messed
No
up.
Mardell Jones.
He didn't pan out for
Oh,
a
no
reason.
one cared about Cardell Jones. I mean, Dwayne.
Shotgun.
Yeah. Dwayne Haskins was a first-round quarterback.
Yeah.
Cardell Jones was what, third round?
Stroud's better than Haskins, but
Oh yeah, dude. He is.
I don't know.
I just don't.
It depends on the situation
Yeah.
he goes to. He's a pocket passer who can he can scramble if he has to, but he's a pure pocket passer, really.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes to someone like, I could see like the Jets taking him just because they don't believe in Zach Wilson, and then C.J. Stroud's probably screwed. So,
Will Levis. He's been
that's-
getting a lot of hype.
That's
I like
the
him.
quarterback I was wanting to talk about. He doesn't have the greatest stats, but I mean he's playing against SEC defenses every week.
He lost as a offensive coordinator from last year, which last year is where he really that's where people start talking about him. Transfer from Penn State. It's kind of like a Burrow situation. He was looked at as like a washout, like he'd be kind of just a bridge quarterback. And they went 10-3 last year. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Offensive coordinator left. Had a lot of guys on offense leave. They had Wandale leave, who was like his favorite target. So he didn't have a great year. But when you look, he's like a more polished, as of right now, more polished Anthony Richardson. Not as fast, but when
he's
you
not
compare,
as big either.
he's slightly smaller.
He's 6'3".
Yeah, but what the comparison to me with both of them is that they have like rocket arms. Will Levis probably has a stronger arm than Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, I'm convinced, can throw the ball like 75 yards.
Well,
So
somebody you can't forget about is Hendon Hooker.
yeah,
I mean, he got injured.
I
but-
don't.
Dude,
I
he's
don't like
Old,
it.
man's old as hell.
So
He's-
I mean, he's older, but I mean, he had over 3,000 yards and he got injured. 27 touchdown to 2 interception ratio, and a 70% completion percentage. I get he's older.
Stats are like you can look at them, but the problem with that in college is you have to really look at the scheme that they're playing in, and the problem with Hendon Hooker outside. So the two obvious things that people are turned off about are he's 25 and he's coming off a torn ACL. So like he's already like not going to play the whole year next year, which
he's
is
the same age as like Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert.
the biggest thing to me is the offense that they run. They run a really like gimmicky like spread. Like it's spread, but it's more like college based.
Yeah.
Like they pick more on college defenses. So like what I was saying earlier, like with the whole scheme and players get open, that's Tennessee's whole offense. Like literally like one read, Hyatt's gonna be open down the like running a corner, whatever, and he is open, so he makes a throw.
Yeah.
He's really accurate. He's a good college quarterback, but he's one of those guys like I don't see it. I just don't see it in the NFL.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't know, man. I get that he's 25, but I feel like he's somebody that has, he has all those years of experience that he could get drafted probably middle of second round and come in and be a sleeper to end up starting in his first year, even whenever he comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at tankathon.com. They usually have pretty good mock drafts, and they have Hendon Hooker to the Giants at 56.
That'd be such a Giants pick.
Yeah. They have C.J. Stroud to the Seahawks at number 2. If I was the Seahawks, I would take like Will Anderson number 2 because Bryce Young's gonna go number 1 to the Texans, and then so I would take like Will Anderson at number 2, then take someone like Anthony Richardson in the second round if I could, or Hendon Hooker in the second round.
I think, hot take here, I can see the Texans passing up on Bryce Young because
that would be a Texans move.
well, Alabama's offensive coordinator is Bill O'Brien, and Bill O'Brien was the general manager and head coach of the Texans. So, I mean, they fired him. Do you think they would draft a guy that's been developed under him?
Yeah, because Bryce Young's like
I'm not saying he's not
generational
good.
talent.
I'm not saying he's not good.
I don't see him passing up on him.
The only because they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's just what it
It's
is.
1 in 10.
The only way he doesn't go number one is Stroud's not going to go number one. I really don't think. But I think if Will Levis has like a crazy combine and pro day, I think there could be talks of like, hey, let's get this guy.
Well, I
You
think
know?
the only thing knocking Bryce Young is his size. That's it.
Yeah, it is. Like, dude, if he was like 6'2", 6'3", people would be saying he's the best quarterback prospect since like Andrew Luck.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably more hype than Trevor Lawrence, and even Burrow, you know. But yeah, he does, and that can be an issue. But I don't know. I really like Bryce Young though, so I'm a little biased. Like I think he can just make any of the throws you need him to, and they run like a pro style offense, so you know like he's probably gonna be ready day one. It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of Trevor Lawrence, he's having a pretty good year.
He's been really hot the last few games. He started off kind of sluggish,
Yeah.
but like the last few games he's been what they drafted.
Yeah, he has 3,200 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions.
That's pretty good, dude.
Yeah,
Trevor-
Urban Meyer really screwed the West.
He got screwed hard having to play his whole most of his rookie year under Urban Meyer. That's like awful for development.
I still can't believe. I mean, Urban Meyer's on TV like nothing ever happened.
Dang,
like,
bro. Falcons defensive coordinator Dean Pease was carted off before the game after a Saints player ran into him during warm-up.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Get off the field.
DC?
Yeah, they're DC.
Damn.
He gone.
Yeah,
Oh, they might
We
just
hate the
stick him up
Falcons.
in the box and let him call from up there.
That's wild.
Take him out. Bro, Desmond Ritter's gonna have a tough day today.
I don't know.
It's either going to be a tough day or he's going to make us look stupid.
That's what I was thinking.
We have a history of
Yeah.
letting quarterbacks like that make
It-
us look bad.
It seems like a day like Desmond Ritter's gonna go off.
No, I feel like Cordell Patterson's gonna go off. Though
Maybe.
I feel like Desmond Ritter. I mean, I feel like I don't think he's gonna have like a terrible game actually, but
It depends on how they use him though.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I guess we can jump into our game of the weeks and then wrap it up. But my game of the week is the Bucks and the Bengals. I'm really rooting for the Bengals this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can pull it out and we can win our game and get back into playoff hopes. But I definitely see the Bengals winning. I mean, the Bucks have looked atrocious.
Yeah.
They got beat down by the 49ers, 35-7. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bengals, 28-17.
I like it.
It's funny you say 17. Adam Schefter just tweeted Buccaneers are averaging 17.2 points per game, 28th in the league, and on pace to be the fewest in any NFL season for Tom Brady.
I know my shit, son.
It's
Yeah,
the
they're
Bucs'
awful
worst
this year.
scoring offense since 09.
Yeah, Tom Brady's leaving after this year. If y'all haven't heard.
Probably gonna retire.
Everyone's saying he's going to the Raiders. So
I've seen 49ers.
I was about to
but
say 49ers.
I've seen back to the Patriots too.
I don't think he's going to the Raiders. I haven't heard anything about the
I don't
Raiders.
think he'll go back to the Patriots.
I've seen a lot of talk about the Raiders because they're saying that they're going to cut Derek Carr after this year.
I don't see why he would go there though. Like they're just dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of talent, but
To
they're
turn
They
not
need a
around.
new head coach if he's gonna go there.
Yeah.
I don't like Mike
He
McDaniel.
worked with Josh McDaniels in
Josh McDaniel.
in
A
England.
lot, yeah. But
Josh
yeah.
McDaniels is like a terrible head coach.
Yeah.
Though.
yeah, my game of the week is the Lions and Jets. I mean, there's not a ton of good games to pick from, but
It's kind of a fun game though.
Yeah.
I like the Lions a lot. I mean, they're quickly becoming one of my favorite teams.
I like Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
he's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Jared Goff is having a good year.
One of his, I think, his best year that he's had.
I don't. Yeah, he had a really good year with the Rams one year.
Yeah, but I think
2018.
He's a guy that like has to get schemed into those
yeah,
numbers. So
but
that's-
I mean, it's working out for him. I mean, it's not like they really need like a new quarterback. So I mean, he's taking care of business.
imagine if they had like a top 10 quarterback though.
Yeah,
Like, oh my, dude, their offense would probably break records. Like, I really think that.
but Amron St. Brown is kind of carrying them, and
yeah,
and they got 2 starting running backs basically. I mean, Javonte Williams having a career
I
year.
still don't understand why they ever traded Hawkinson.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, but
Yeah.
but I mean, it's kind of working out.
Yeah, they're
I
doing
mean,
better since then. So,
They just like didn't know how to use them.
I mean,
all right, Braden.
I got the coughs, right?
I mean, what they got
Against the weather.
they got a second round for him or a third round?
Yeah, so but he's like balling out on the Vikings, and
I mean, he's good, but I mean, I honestly don't blame him because they're still winning games.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
just a thought.
yeah,
You can argue that they really didn't need him anymore, though.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, you got DJ Chark, as long as he can stay healthy. You got him. You got Jamison Williams, and then Amon St. Brown, and DeAndre Swift and Jamal. Jamal
they
Williams.
have enough weapons. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like they're really hurting after trading him. So
Mhm.
I kind of get it, but you know,
You got the Lions winning that one though.
yeah, I got them winning. I'm gonna say 24-10. I think the Lions' defense isn't that bad either.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Jets are the worst 7-6 team in history right now. So I think the Lions are really making that playoff push, and I think they might sneak in. So I think they continue that today and beat the Jets.
Yeah.
Titans Chargers. I don't really like this game. They're both like Titans are pretty good under Vrabel. Like he's a good coach. They're both 7-6, but Chargers, like, I don't know why they haven't won more games. I think it's just coaching, but they're really talented. I think their defense is kind of mid, though. I don't know why. Like, they have a lot of talent on that defense. Must be coaching, but
Yeah.
really trying to think. I think the Titans win it. I think Derrick Henry is going to run all over that defense. I think Herbert is going to have another game where he kind of struggles a little bit because of his O-line. Probably say Titans 24, Chargers 14. Derrick Henry is going to have over 100 yards and tutty for our bet.
Okay. What about you, Christopher?
My game is the Cowboys and Jags. I think Doug Peterson is going to keep it close, but I got the Cowboys winning.
Yeah.
They're
hot.
I'm hoping to see a good game from Christian Kirk for fantasy reasons, but also from A-Shan just because I want to see him
Yeah.
succeed.
Hey, he's almost to 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's having a good year.
he can get over that hump today.
Yeah.
How close is he?
He's at like 828. I think last time he's gonna get it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
This
a lot.
season for sure. Maybe
Yeah.
not today.
And a lot of people question A-Shan being picked by the Jaguars in the first round because it was an Urban Meyer pick, but I mean it's working out for him.
Oh,
I mean
yeah.
he's really good. So
Yeah, but-
even after the injury,
I got the Cowboys winning 31-27 of the Jags.
yeah, I think it'll be a close game. So I'm gonna agree with that.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I think that's the podcast for today.
One thing I do, just one quick thing. Jeremiah
Psych.
Johnson,
Yeah.
shout out to him, that 12-year-old,
Blake's holding up
the
his
football
hostage.
player. That's he's like 5'11".
Yeah.
Y'all seen the picture of him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
he's a
a
grown man.
I'm,
mustache.
Yeah, I'm gonna show the camera. This is the 12-year-old. He put a
No
fake
one's watching.
tattoo on his arm to ball out in the game, as his mom said. But
It was a fake one.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was real.
People were thinking it was real, but it was a temporary tattoo.
Oh,
It looks
okay.
real, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So he's gonna be like the 2030 number one first round pick. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that was it.
Guys like that tend to like bust.
Yeah,
'Cause,
like fall off.
They peak in
They
youth
peaked too
football.
early. Yeah.
Did y'all see that video of him making that tackle though?
Yeah.
He laid out
Smoked
this
that kid.
4'9"
Kinda not
kid.
fair.
Yeah, but yeah. So keep an eye out for him because he's dominating the 12-year-old league right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real baller.
Yeah, with the mustache.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it. So we can wrap it up.
All right.
All right,
Well,
then. Well, it was a good one. Hopefully, we'll be back sooner than last time. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We should be.
We'll try to make a priority. Maybe we can get a little special out around Christmas. So,
yeah,
Christmas special.
yeah.
All right.
All right. Peace.
Later.